Rosie, you been funny.
Ready for tonight. Should touch the belly. That's an obvious one, ladies and gentlemen. First game against the Sharks. Good evening, Raider Nation. As always, it is a pleasure to introduce Pigspigs76. What's up, my man?
Shout out, Surf. How we doing tonight?
Doing well, sir. How are you, man?
I'm great. Yeah, this is a good time of year.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. It's a fun time of year. It can be an annoying time, too, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of hope right now.
Exactly right. I just want to make sure mic check, everything sound good. I think we're looking good on YouTube. It looks like everything is kicking pretty well on my end. I don't see any issues.
I'm on your YouTube right now. Nothing is showing on stream.
Really? You sure?
Yeah, it's saying waiting. There's no stream yet on YouTube.
What in the really? It's showing that we are live. Yep. Wifey's saying it's good on
YouTube?
Instagram, YouTube. I see it good on YouTube, but I see 2 concurrent viewers. I got 1 viewer. I don't see
It's still showing waiting for me on YouTube.
And it's not live at all?
No.
Oh, jeez. This is the life of turf. Hold on, let me see. Let me see. I don't know why I wouldn't have anything live. This is so strange. Yeah, I see what you're saying now. It doesn't make sense, though.
It's saying waiting, still waiting.
Oh, wait, no, I see 12 watching. And 2 watching. Yeah. I see which ones you're looking at. But
oh, you got 4 up here. Okay, I see what's going on.
That is, yeah. So I think I know what's happening.
We got doubles.
We got doubles, so I think we're good. Shout out
All
to
right.
the people currently watching. If you don't mind, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And also, last but not least, the notification. And type something. Say what's up. You know how it is. Chat lives matter here. Yeah, we want to make sure we get everybody involved, and I want to make sure everybody can hear and everything is good. But one quick second, because I do want to remove the 2 that you are seeing, because that could be confusing, and I'm pretty sure I know what happened.
Yeah, you tricked me.
Yep. I kind of tricked you somehow. But we're going to delete these. I understand. And then that way they will not be visible. And hopefully nobody's typing in those. All right, yeah, so I do see. Yep, YouTube is on. I don't see why we don't have the sources. Yeah, these are live. Why is it not? Yes. Yeah, it is live. I don't know why I can't see the messages though. That I have to figure out. Wait 1 second. Messages.
Yeah, I'm on the social stream. I'm not seeing the comments from YouTube popping up there.
Right. I think I know what I gotta do.
I see we got some Bears fans on YouTube chiming in already. Yeah.
Shout out to the Bears fans. Where are you seeing this at?
It's on your vertical stream on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up. I don't know why I can't see these. Let me do this.
Is it possibly the social stream is linked to those duplicate links?
It's possible, but I don't think so. But I think you're right based on what's happening right now, because I can't view those. But we're gonna get into the show, and I'm gonna let Pigs do a lot of talking.
All right, well, yeah, shout out to the Bears fans tuning in. They're probably curious what's going on with Max Crosby right now.
Yeah, exactly right, man. Max Crosby, quite a few players, right? Just in general across the board, because free agency is here. Free agency is here, ladies and gentlemen. The combine is here, and I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah, I'm definitely excited.
Yeah, lots of news, lots of things happening, and potential directions to go.
Correct. All right.
I think there was a surprise retirement too. The Bears center just retired. He's only 28 years old. That's shocking.
Wild.
28 years old, man.
That's
Max is 28. Like, this is
a problem. Yeah, that has to be it.
Ben Johnson's probably a little panicked right now. This is a huge problem for them.
Absolutely, 100%, 100% a problem. All right, so now I pop that out. I think we might be good. So, let me see. Let's see. There it is. I think now we're good to go. I think we're.
Oh, yeah. I see your test comment. Perfect.
I see it. So now, for the people in the chat, if you type something, we definitely will see. Yeah. So that goes for, let me see, I'll at least acknowledge you guys right now that's in here, man. This is Crazy Guy APH. Said hi, what's up? Hi. Appreciate you for coming through, my guy. Hope you enjoy the show. We got McKill Cross, 4386. McKill says hi. Appreciate you for coming through. Hope you enjoy the show as well. And yeah, we should be finally good to go, I hope. I think everything else is going fine. Even if it's not, we're definitely diving into this, because what's most important is definitely working. And should be good. We should be good. All right, so first things first. Tell me your thoughts, man. Right? Bang. Combine. That's the number one thing, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. Just your thoughts right off the top of your head as a highlight.
Yeah, I guess off the top of my head, it feels different year by year. Maybe there's less focus on the actual on-field aspect of the combine, and players are preferring to show their mettle at the pro days. So the combine is really about the interviews and I guess making a presence amongst the media members, and less and less about the actual on-field testing.
Yep. No, I agree. Plus, let's be real. It's the combine. How many times do you see a guy run the fastest 40 of all time and never touch the field, even in special teams?
Yeah, it happens every year. There's someone who shows out and then they get drafted high, and then there's a lot of expectations and they can't back it up. But
they can't meet it. They cannot meet the expectations. That is
yeah. A big concern I have about the combine is that it is kind of a specialization in terms of performance, and players are hiring professionals in order to get the best results possible, and they're sculpting their bodies for the combine, and then they have to quickly switch gears and prepare themselves for the NFL, which is easier said than done. Maybe risk of injury, this kind of thing.
Dude, that is a huge, important point, specifically for the big guys, because if you think about it, they have to play that delicate dance, right, and be on the fine line of keeping their weight up, because that's what's most important as an interior lineman, right? But also having the ability to move, having feet, depending on your position. If you're a guard, pulling, right, center, pulling, or stunts as far as defensive tackles, etc. So I mean, yes, it's a fine line, and it wouldn't shock me if, you know, a lot of those guys that are 40 guys fall off because they did a little too much on that side of the fence, and you can't recover in time. Like you said, I mean, training camp, it may not even take more than one practice for them to see what they need to see and be done with you. So
yeah, guys are coming out of this kind of tighter than they've ever been throughout their actual college playing career, and that tends to lead to injuries right off the bat, and then teams are kind of looking to move on from you once they see you're injury prone. So you kind of wonder about, like, is this really having the kind of benefit for the players, or is this kind of a media circus? And
right.
What is the balancing act that's going on here?
Correct. Absolutely right. I see it the same way.
Like having fat helps your nervous system as well. So if you're shedding a ton of weight at the combine and then you're going right into training camp, your nervous system might be fried. That affects your brain as well. Like these things are all connected.
Absolutely. I mean, all of these things matter. You're talking high level sports and nutrition. Knowing your body is imperative. It's important. It's key. It's everything, because your performance counts on it. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't, until this day, for all I know, you know, it was probably a big mistake. Who knows? I didn't eat. I did not eat before games, man. I couldn't do it, man. My whole theory was I was always the slowest running back on the planet, which I really wasn't. But it's just stuck in my mind, you know. Coming from the Northeast, you know, dealing with all of the crazy speed in Southern California, you know, I just always felt, hey, man, I got to be as light on my feet and quick as possible, and eating before a game. And that was the wild thing for me at Montana State, because when I say we ate before a game, we ate like it was a huge meal every time. And
as a team, you're saying?
Yeah, every game, before every game. And I'm talking huge meals, and I just couldn't do it.
That's, in some ways, I think that speaks to the ritual aspect of being an athlete. You develop your pattern or your habit, and you find what works for you, and then you stick with it as if this is, that's your personal Bible.
Yeah, I think it hurt me once I got out of junior college and got into regular college. Specifically,
I can speak to that in terms of snowboarding. There's a lot of ritual aspects that aren't necessarily helpful, but things that you do just to put your mind at ease. And you kind of have to undo a lot of those things as you continue progressing in the sport.
Yep. No, I agree, man. So, hey, kudos to those guys that figure it out earlier than later, right? I mean, it changes over time. That's the other beautiful thing about it. Once you think you're kind of settled in, something else happens due to age.
And as far as it applies to the combine and some of our rookies from the last class, like coming out of the combine, kind of trying to put on a combine performance and then jumping right into training camp and then potentially dealing with injuries, a guy that comes to mind is like a Jackson Powers Johnson. He really wanted to make an impression during the Senior Bowl and the Combine, and then was right into the training camp. And I think that did take a toll on a body like that. And in some ways, you kind of wish that perhaps he didn't put as much stock into those things, and we just, put our bet on the game tape, which he had some of the best game tape out there. We didn't really need the extra, you know, Senior Bowl and Combine and all this kind of stuff. Like, I was bought in just based on his regular season. That's, I don't know, something to consider.
No, I agree. I think you're absolutely right. I don't know. It's again, it's one of those scenarios, man. Sometimes you guess right. It doesn't go your way.
And there's so many forces at work too. Like the media wants stuff to put on the television, so the people want things to talk about. There's kind of that huge demand aspect that's pressuring the athletes to participate in this, and almost like goading them if they don't, saying like, "What are you trying to hide?" This kind of stuff. Which
correct. No, you're absolutely right, man. It's interesting. It's again another solid point, man. It's another thing that these athletes have to deal with.
The guy who comes to mind for this combine that stands out right off the top of my head is the top cornerback who's been injured for a great deal of time. He's he hasn't played football in a long time, so I think a lot of he's from Tennessee. Is it McCoy?
Yeah. Okay, yep, I know you're talking about him. Yep.
Yeah, so a lot of controversy as to why he wasn't on the fields, kind of doing all the drills and this kind of thing. But I imagine him, more than most people, is concerned about protecting himself and being more in football shape as opposed to combine shape. So when he gets to a training camp, he can perform at his best. Right. And I imagine he's probably confident in his game tape kind of being what teams need to see, and doesn't feel it necessary to try and prove anything.
For sure. I mean, you would hope so, but.
And even if he falls a bit, like the back of the first round is almost a blessing for a lot of these guys. Like, I don't think they necessarily need that extra money with NIL. Like, they're already coming into the league kind of feeling comfortable.
Exactly, and that's a huge point. The stuff, it really, really does matter in terms of money and what we'll see in college moving forward, as well, as far as the amount of time people stay. There will be no need to, pull teeth on trying to keep a kid now, more so than anything. You're going to have a problem with, having too many of them and having issues with, potentially, causing locker room issues with too many, number one.
Yeah, promises being made to players coming in and not being able to fulfill it.
Exactly, because I can only imagine how many times teams have had two number one quarterbacks. It's just going to happen. And
the changing landscape is in real time right now.
And two quarterbacks is not a good situation to be in. Ever. Yeah.
No, it's resulting in a lot of 1 year performances. Simpson comes to mind. Like, he's a guy who was waiting in the wings behind Milroe and wasn't able to show his stuff until 1 year, and now he's in the NFL. So historically, he might have had a couple of years to show what he has before going to the NFL. But now teams have to make their decision based on less tape for quarterbacks, especially.
Yes. There's so much to talk about, man, especially with this whole quarterback situation. We're obvious. I don't think there's ever going to be a show that we do where we don't, have a conversation about.
It's the most important position in the whole sport, and arguably in all sports. Being a team sport that kind of revolves around a key kind of hinge pin. Linchpin, I suppose, something where everything revolves around that point.
Yep.
It's the quarterback. So it's a mandatory conversation.
It's the absolute number one thing that I have to discuss, because it's so pivotal. When's Jamarcus Russell? I don't remember what year that was. That's the last.
07? Yeah.
07, the last time we had a number one pick. And guess what we did? We chose wrong. I like people to hear this because, you know, it's just facts. History repeats itself. It does. And I don't want to get this wrong, but the problem is I don't think we even have a choice in the matter. I don't think it's a secret anymore. I don't think it's a secret that this guy is not. He's not.
No, his greatest attributes remind me of Aiden O'Connell. He's tough. He's accurate. You know, he makes clutch throws, but you know, you kind of question everything else. And maybe is it an elite arm? Is it elite athlete? Like these kinds of things are what you might associate with a number 1 overall pick. But Aiden was a 4th round pick, and now we're looking at a 1st overall pick.
And then that's my problem. The truth is, we all know he's not beating Aiden out. You know,
Aiden's got a few years on him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it because I think Aiden O'Connell's going to be a better quarterback him long term. You know, well, I'm lying. I do think that. I got to be honest. Yeah. Everyone should know. I'm an Aiden O'Connell fan, man. That hasn't changed. I mean, he's still for sale. 50% off. I got a lot of, I keep forgetting to bring the cards over.
The cards, yeah.
And all the good stuff.
I got a card that's relevant to our conversation right now.
Do you? Trey Lance, Florida State University royalty.
Yeah,
well, is royalty in North.
It's a good card, actually.
That is a good card.
Portrait kind of style.
Hey, he is straight up royalty.
No, he was definitely a decision that the 49ers made. It cost them a lot. They traded up to get him, so that speaks volumes to, you know, the potential that's there. But along with that comes huge amounts of expectation, and that can be crushing for any player.
Very crushing. Very crushing. Where is he at these days? Do you know?
I know he went to Dallas, and from there, that's a great question. Dallas, he didn't really get a shot there, so
he didn't.
He must be somewhere else now.
I have to find out now. I just don't have a choice.
He was a player who showed good anticipation in college, being able to throw the ball and before the receiver was at the spot, but that takes it to a whole new level when you're at the NFL. That skill doesn't always translate.
No.
And he was super young as well. Like he came out a bit early, didn't he?
Yes, he came out definitely early from the FCS, which was probably a mistake in itself.
Yeah, and then as it happened, the 49ers hedged their bet by taking more quarterbacks, and it worked out for them.
Yep.
And that's something I think we ought to take note from. You should always hedge your bet.
That's right. I know where he is, and you do too. He's right around the corner from us.
Oh, yeah? Let's see.
Chargers.
Is he... he's the Chargers, yeah. I was going to say, yeah. That was going to be my guess.
Really well. He did really well in preseason, in my opinion. Very well.
Well, I think once he has like 4, 5, 6 years to develop, then he'll be able to come back and have an opportunity where he's ready for it.
Dude, he's under McDaniel and Harbaugh now. I don't like that.
They might be able to use him. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I like that fit. McDaniels is a guy that would seem to gel with a guy like Lance.
Exactly. And the thing is, there's a lot of people that believe that Harbaugh does not like Herbert. Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I seem to believe that.
I have questions about Herbert, so Harbaugh must if I have questions.
See, there you go. That's what I'm saying. So, the reality is, yeah, people have issues. That's interesting. That's interesting. A lot of people actually have issues with Herbert because he still hasn't won anything, including playoff game he's starting.
Well, he got a big pass for this last season because the O-line was so disastrous. But
they lost.
He's had opportunities, and gets to the big stage, and then the classic Chargers narrative unfolds where they choke on the biggest stages.
Well, I mean,
regular season, everything. But
to be fair, they lost both of their starting tackles before the first snap of the season.
Yeah, and their interior play wasn't any better. Like they signed Andre James, and Andre James didn't even see the field really.
We already knew Andre James was garbage.
Yeah, that was. I didn't have much confidence in that signing at all.
I couldn't stand Andre James in the end. I liked him for,
the first year McDaniel was here. He had a moment where he earned his next contract, and then it was kind of, maybe he took the back seat afterwards. Like
I never really liked the guy. I'll just be honest. It was just
I was not a fan of the re-signing him. I understood it due to Tom Telesco not really having much perspective. He was coming into it just under the assumption that the Raiders liked him, therefore he was going to give him the contract because paying someone else would have been pretty expensive.
Correct.
And Andre James was kind of a middle ground. He wasn't too expensive, he wasn't cheap. He was kind of somewhere in between.
Yep. No,
but ultimately he was a problem for the whole O-line.
He was awful. Andre James was awful. I mean, he wasn't the worst.
No, but I think the part that frustrated me was once JPJ got an opportunity to replace him, you saw what it should have been from the start. It was a night and day difference. So
right, and then for us to do that and then go to kicking him the guard, that's Peter and son. That hurt. We've gone through so much trauma. I don't think people understand the trauma you've gone through as a Raider fan. It's serious, real trauma. This is real trauma.
Having a weak center that gets pushed into the backfield, that caused trauma on our running backs. Like, I really want to blame Zamir White, but at the same time, dude was shell-shocked. He was getting hit as he was receiving the ball every play, just like Josh Jacobs was. But Josh Jacobs was a magician in that scenario, so he was able to still create positive yards, and that's credit to him, but not ideal for any running back.
Nope, not ideal at all. I don't know.
And then the question is, now are we targeting a center in the draft, or like?
I mean, I think you don't have a choice.
You need to be able to have someone besides JPJ due to the injuries.
Anyways, exactly. Mm-hmm. So you have to do something. You got the kid out of Baltimore. What's his name?
Linderbaum. Yeah, he's demanding a big payday.
Shout out to Rundown nephew. He's a big fan of Linderbaum. He wants him. I want JPJ. You're going to pay somebody like that, right?
Linderbaum right away is starting at center if you pay him. If you draft somebody, it's a competition, which kind of feels right for our situation. Dang. Paying someone big bucks and having high expectations could be a disaster.
It's not a good idea. And then, or can he play guard? Will he play guard?
Is that JPJ?
Or Linderbaum, whichever.
Or Linderbaum. Yeah, I think if you're paying Linderbaum, he might be demanding the center role just because that's he's already proven himself there.
Exactly. I mean, I like to say that JPJ proved himself as well, but unfortunately, right?
Yeah, there's doubts now. The injury in particular, that seems more like personally, I wanted to see him at center because I didn't want him taking on the extra physicality at guard. I think he's someone who's very technical, and he's kind of had his physicality overblown by fans and pretty much everyone expecting him to throw his head at people, and that's not good for his long-term career.
It's not a good recipe for long-term employment in the NFL. It's just not a good situation.
No, and if you put somebody at center, there's an expectation that they are taking on more of a leadership role, more technical blocking, and less just mauling and brute force. So I would hope that he goes back to center and protects himself a little bit better and focuses and dials in on the actual role and responsibility of being the leader of the O line. That's kind of my hope.
Right.
And if I'm drafting people, I would draft guards over center. Maybe a guard with flexibility at center, but the hope is that JPJ sticks at center, and then we have someone at guard who can potentially fill in if need be.
Right. Yeah, it would be nice, but
I mean, Rogers last year was taking snaps at center, so that's kind of the same principle. Hope that JPJ sticks, and then we have our guards with flexibility.
no, that's a good point. That's actually a great point. I didn't realize Rogers was taking snaps at center last year, and
Yep.
a lot of people are high on him as being a starting guard. We're talking about Caleb, right?
Yeah. His I seen some interviews with him, which I didn't see too much of him previously, but he seems like a smart guy, someone who's focused and hopefully willing to put in the time and work to potentially be able to handle the roles of center whilst still being able to focus on the primary thing, at being a guard. It's not for everyone, but
definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, I don't know. I'm okay with JPJ. I do understand it's a risk. I understand, right, in terms of the concussions, in terms of the injuries, right? Who knows what that injury was? Why they sat him last year like that?
yeah, I believe it's an ankle injury.
Yeah. Right.
Which is just too much stress. Like that mauling role is perhaps not suited for him. Like he can do it, but maybe in only short bursts, which leans more towards a center. A guard, you're doing that on every single play.
Correct. So it's something that has to be looked at. I don't know. I want him to be our center. I thought that was something that he had a potential long-term shot at doing. I get it. I understand the injuries and the fact that yes, he's got the concussion problem, and it really may have been the thing that made them move him in that. We just don't know, right? We won't know until they really start things back. I don't see how him playing guard is going to help anymore in terms of concussions over being the center. I mean, he's clearly one of the best centers to ever play as far as college is concerned. It just none of it makes sense. I don't know. So
Yeah, and in this draft, I like some of the centers, but they're really light. When you compare them to JPJ, like it's just no comparison really. The guys coming out in this draft are ultra athletic, but very light. And I don't want to see another light center getting pushed into the backfield like that. That just it's backbreaking for an offense when your center's getting abused like that. There's too many powerful guys in this division.
Man. Well, it's the other thing is, look, you want to know the truth? It's absolutely embarrassing, ladies and gentlemen, when your freaking center is getting his pushed in, play in and play out, and complete annihilation and disruption. It's wild to me. It's wild to me. I never.
It's like ripping the heart out of the offense.
Yes, it's the last thing you can do. There's no way anybody can rally behind that. There's no helping him. There's no giving him guard. There's nothing you can do. I'm just telling you, there's not. Look, I'm gonna give this story, man, and we lost the game, and this has nothing to do with my guy because look, I don't know any other center in the country that could have dealt with this guy. But we were literally playing, I say, who would have been the best linebacker to ever play linebacker in linebacker history. This kid out of Long Beach, California. shout out to my guy Lou Peters and Lucero. These are guys that I played against in junior college and then played with at Montana State. And when I tell you they had this linebacker, I'm just going to give you this honest, quick story. Look, first play of the game, and I knew this was the best defense we were going to see all season. First play of the game, this linebacker hit our center to where his face mask bent in and cut his nose. And when
Jesus.
the center came back to the huddle after the first play, all I saw was blood rushing and his eyes the size of crater.
Oh man!
And his face mask, the buck. It was, you know how you have the screws that tie in your face mask.
Yeah.
It was completely broken and upside down.
Oh my God!
He was like, "Yo, you gotta get out."
He was trying to play still.
I'm telling you, I'll never forget this for as long as I live. I never ran so fast in my life because I was running scared the whole game. I'm letting y'all know. I'm telling you, I'd never seen anything like this before in my life. This dude already looked like a dude that was in the NFL for 20 years. Like, it was crazy. And the first play, he bent his face mask. Had to take him out, change his face mask.
Jesus,
but yeah,
that's tone setting.
Long story short, how do you think we played that game with our center getting pushed in like that? It didn't go well. I had the worst rushing game of my entire season. I did not eclipse 100 yards for the only time that season. Like, it was wild. It was wild. You can't.
Yeah, the center's crucial to the run game, and without the run game, you don't have a pass game, and it's just the dominoes fall.
Yeah, shout out to my guy Cecil, because he was solid too. I'm not trying to dog my man, but bro, when you play against something like that. Hey, I ran a 4.540. I'm telling you, I was running a low 4.4 that game. The whole game. I was scared. When I saw this man come back with his eyes like he'd seen something like from another world, and his face mask tilted, nose bleeding, the first play. Yeah, this dude is, and we had, see, so I could talk about this stuff, because we used to get packets. You used to have a packet for every team you played, and it had every player, their position, where they're from, their stats, high school, all of it. This is every game. This is how you would prepare for a game. And I just remember seeing this dude like, man, he is going to murder us. You just know. I don't, man.
Football's a violent sport. If you're more violent than the other team, that's a psychological warfare. That's what that is.
I actually have a couple of them. I'll find one and I'll share it to the show. Yeah, because it's actually pretty cool. It's a complete. I mean, anybody that's played, they know and understand. It's like 20 pages, and it's a complete breakdown of every player on defense and every defensive front and scheme that they run and everything that they do. And it's up to you to figure that out.
Yeah, you find the top dogs real quick based on that, and you're keeping an eye out for them, and you keep your head on a swivel when they're in your vicinity.
Man, hey, that guy still, I'm sure, is giving everybody nightmares that he played against. I'm telling you, by far the best. He was by far the best player I've ever played with, against. Guys, I played with Tony Banks. Played in the league for 10 years. Got a Super Bowl with the Rams. Like, nobody was like that dude.
Was he a middle linebacker? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he was a middle linebacker. And the saddest thing about all of this, the dude died at a funeral.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Southeast, LA.
That's just the way it was.
That's the way it was back in the 90s, early 90s. late 80s and early 90s, I don't think people really understood what was going down in terms of gang violence in Southern California.
It was, yeah, the things that were circulating back then aren't circulating today. That's a whole different world.
Nowhere close. Nowhere close. So that's why I said I got so many of those good stories. I'll save some for the next shows.
Well, I think your story speaks to the importance of protecting your center, because your center has to be there to call the protections, has to be there to create an element of confidence for the whole line to operate. And if your center is vulnerable to injury, that is a huge risk for the whole team.
It changes what you do. It changes your playbook. Your playbook could go from 50 plays to 20. You know, that's an exaggeration. Trust me, there's way more than 50 plays. I'm just trying to...
Well, the quarterback's in constant contact with the center. And so if that familiarity isn't built up with the backup, it's just it's not viable for confidence. It takes confidence out of players.
Correct.
And it also speaks to the importance of a middle linebacker. If you have a beast at middle linebacker, that can terrify the other team.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'd never played against anything like that guy ever. There's only one other guy. There's one other guy. He was from Colorado State. He was an All-American. He got drafted. But he was a defensive lineman. I mean, the dude's, him breathing naturally, his natural breathing just spit all over you.
A true beast, yeah.
He literally just growled, and
oh man,
he was like 300. It was ridiculous, bro.
Well,
those are the two scariest players I've ever played against him. I could actually go find out who
yeah.
was too.
Well, I think this speaks to my philosophy as far as this draft. Like my guy is Sonny Styles, and the reason that I like him is because he's the best at that position. Yeah. This is a guy who might be the best at that position in years and years. So you might not see another one in a long time.
He might end up being the best ever. There's somebody said with those measurables. No, trust me, man. I got to give you your props, man. Now,
just on the tape alone, he pops.
Dude, you have been speaking about this kid from jump, from day one. He blew out of the water.
No, going back to the regular season and even the season before, this is a guy you saw, and he looked like a special person. Like it's beyond just the athlete. This guy is clearly something different.
Yeah, I think it'd be wild if he didn't go in the top 3, latest top 5. I
think with the interviews, especially from word on the street, is that he's impressed everyone he's spoken to, and this is the kind of trait you need for the leader of your defense, is someone that is able to take coaching, is able to lead an entire team as the signal caller, the green dot.
What position do you put him? So you put him at middle linebacker?
Yeah, I would. I think he is a green dot guy, and you might need other linebackers who are a bit more beefy for run support.
That's the issue.
To support him, and that's kind of my plan for the draft strategy. I want Anthony Hill Jr. and Sonny Styles side by side. I think it's the perfect synergy. But then you're going in heavy with the linebackers, which, from my perspective, demands the trade back, which means no Fernando Mendoza, which is the trade-off.
And I would be okay with that. I'm, believe it or not, as an offensive guy, as a running back, I'm totally fine with defensive team first. Defense wins championships. Still today, ladies and gentlemen, it matters.
Well, yeah, they get the ball back and give you more opportunities to run. So this is essential. And you know the fear that struck into the opposing team by having beasts at linebacker.
100%.
And I think the thing with Sonny Styles is you need elite play in front of him as well to get the best out of him. If he's bogged down by the offensive line being able to get to him, that's taking away his ability to impact and be disruptive. And so for that purpose, I also value the nose tackle. Trading back, I'm going heavy on the defense, and I'm letting the offense come to me through free agency and effectively through the next year, the draft next year. I really think defense is the key to this draft, and I don't know how it's going to happen because it looks like it's Fernando Mendoza. But if it were my calls, I'd be going heavy D.
Oh, man, it brings me to Chat Lives Matter. Normally, I think maybe because of the mix-up that you saw, things might be mixed up. And I don't know. There hasn't been much, although we got, we got 40 views. Yeah, 40 views. There's 3 people watching, which
yeah. Make sure you hit the like button so we can get the algorithm bumping.
Yes, exactly. But I think you might be right that the fact that I had a double, I may have been promoting the one that was.
Yeah, all these things affect the algorithm. Maybe if you launch too many things, it can take it down a notch.
It does. So.
Well, maybe showing things on screen too, like getting different looks. Like you can see here, I got
Edrin James. That you bring me to another thing I gotta do for quick.
Do you see who the other guy is on that card?
That's Marshall. My favorite college running back.
Yeah, this is quite the combination of running backs. Edrin James was a beast running back, and Marshall Faulk was a magician running back.
Edrin James was outstanding. I mean, one of the all-time greats. He's a Hall of Famer. I mean,
I put the blue on just for showing that card. That was he was one of my favorite players growing up. It was Marshall Faulk and Edrin James. Like they were ultra compelling athletes, and when they were running the ball, you just had to watch, see what was going on.
Yes, 100%. Those guys, they changed the game in itself. I mean, Edrin James did his part as every down back, in the essence of all of it, in terms of even more so than the Marshall Faulk when it came to the goal line. Let's be real. Edrin is a goal line back every time. I mean, Marshall Faulk wasn't in there for no fourth, and no, let's be real.
No.
There are very few every down backs that are in there on fourth and goal on the one. There are very few.
No, those are 2 guys that you take in the top 5 for 2 very different reasons, but they're both justifying it.
100%. And
Edrin James as well, his ability to be a bodyguard for the quarterback. He was, he would take on a linebacker and make the linebacker pay for blitzing.
Yep, 100%. And what I was going to say, a guy for us who we all know, Marcus Allen. He's the quintessential that you're putting him in on fourth and anything. 4th and 20, 4th and 2, 4th and 2 inches. It doesn't matter. You put
clutch.
You put Marcus Allen in there, and he's getting the ball. Whether it's a dive over the top, off tackle, toss, he's getting.
Now, Turf, I got one more card to show you because I want to get your opinion on this guy because I have mixed feelings about him.
Uh-oh. Let me see. 21. Is that LaDainian?
Yes, sir.
Tomlinson?
That's a LaDainian Tomlinson rookie card in black and white.
You can have mixed feelings about that guy.
Well,
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I love the player. I love the performance. It's just, I feel like he got caught up in the spotlight, and in some ways it hurt him. The regular season, he burned himself out and wasn't able to take it up a notch in the playoffs. So, I wanted to see him win a Super Bowl or something like this, and it just he had 3 yards a carry in the playoffs. That was it was a little depressing.
No, I agree with that. That part I agree with.
Like the other guys I showed you, they balled out in the playoffs and they won their Super Bowls. Like
can't even argue.
Damian Tomlinson it wasn't the same story.
Bro, that hurts. That hurts. I have to acknowledge that because in my opinion, I would have said he's definitely also one of those guys in terms of an every down back, 4th and 1, 2, right?
Yeah, someone you're watching on every play because he can make it happen.
Every play, but you said it best. He didn't get it done when it was necessary.
Well, and in some ways, that was a product of the time. You had the workhorse running back, and there was this understanding that you always give him the ball, and he's going to be there regardless of what hits he takes or how many yards he grinds out.
Right.
And the unfortunate part is he had great running backs behind him. There were a number of them.
Outstanding running backs behind him.
And they didn't get the opportunities because he was always demanding the ball. And in some ways, that always came back to burn the Chargers because come playoff time, like they didn't have the flow, I guess, as it was, and he was, injured on the sidelines or just not able to go full speed.
That's wild. That's wild, man. I've never ever had anybody have me think about LaDainian Tomlinson like you. So shout out to Big.
Well, I think it's relevant to our current predicament with Max Crosby. Like his whole agenda is he wants to play in meaningful games, and he wants to play at his best in meaningful games. Right. And that, in my opinion, demands some effective form of load management. Like he can't be doing every play during the regular season if he wants to get into the playoffs and be at his best in the playoffs. So, like these are real conversations that I'm not sure he's confronted and are necessary if he wants to do what his ultimate goals are.
This is the pesky old thing about technology, right? This is the pesky old thing about technology that I hate and I love at the same time. It's taking away a lot of jobs for good reason.
Oh yeah, AI.
Oh man,
it's crushing jobs. Yeah,
it's crushing everything, and it's no different in the NFL.
Oh yeah. You're getting scouting reports like this.
I want to make sure people are well aware of how. I'll just put it to you like this. You should be using ChatGPT for well more than just asking questions. At this point, if you prompt things properly, it will actually have you take a picture of what you are doing, and it will tell you based on the picture that you take exactly what next steps to take in terms of where you want to go. For example, my hot tub. I know first world problems. But hey,
your hot tub.
Yeah, the ozone.
Okay, interesting direction.
Yeah. The ozone component busted. It was squirting water out the top, which was unusual. But long story short, it didn't look like it was completely, broken. So I went through all of my, do-it-yourself videos and so forth. And yeah, long story short, you just find out that the thing is broken. You got to get another one. You got to get a new one. And it is what it is to the moral of the story. So now you got to purchase it, change it.
Yeah, it was probably working hot and overdrive, and it just burnt out over time.
And the funny thing is, guess what? I was going through this with ChatGPT, and guess what it told me to do? Take a picture of it so I can see where it's leaking. So that's what I did, and it saw where it was leaking at, and it said based on where it's leaking, I suggest to purchase a new unit, etc. This is why. And sure enough, I unscrew it, I take everything off, and I can see the rust and all of whatever is coming out of the unit. Get a new one, pop it in, 10 minutes, it's working fine. But long story short, the whole roundabout way, I'm just telling y'all right now, AI is literally taking care of problems way quicker than you think. It's way closer than everyone thinks. I have a degree in computer science.
Well, this ties into the NFL pretty. This is pertinent. One of the greatest leveragers of technology right now is Sean McVay, and he's using this in every facet of it and kind of innovating and pushing the envelope, leaving guys in the dust, as it was.
Well, I watch a lot of Coach JB and Smitty. Shout out to Coach JB and Smitty. I'm actually like 1 year older than Smitty. Or JB, my bad, excuse me. Smitty's way younger than me. He's actually way younger than you two. Actually, he's like in his early 30s. But anywho, long story short, JB doesn't, right? He's a football dude, so he doesn't even understand because he's thinking in terms of AI, it's impossible for it to replace, and that's the part where he doesn't get it. AI can see film too, buddy. AI can do everything that we do, but in split seconds, and go with every play you have in your playbook based on every play you've called, based on the defense's tendencies, based on when they played those when you've called it, and tell you what play to run. It's all there. It's all there already. I'm telling you right now.
You're hearing it in college quite a bit. Players on offense are complaining that the defense knows what's happening before the ball is snapped, and vice versa. Like there's an inability to read the defense sometimes because the defense is a step ahead. Like these things didn't happen in the past, where the chess match almost felt like it was rigged. This is the world we're living in.
And that's the thing. And this is the problem with artificial intelligence for the people that want to continue to keep acting like it doesn't exist. You're going to lose, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, as a person that sees this every day, and I totally see what's happening. Everybody. It doesn't matter what you do in life.
It's affecting every layer, every layer of this human experience.
Going away is very, 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 very high. I'm not trying to. I don't know. They might monetize this. They might not. We might not. They might cut the stream.
The one area where I think AI is going to struggle is in the human interaction areas, where people need to see faces in order to stay sane. Because if we don't have social contact with other people, that creates depression and all kinds of other consequences.
That's a problem too, right? They already got the robots. They already got all of the
humanoid, but there's the uncanny valley where humans are ultra suspicious of things that are trying to imitate humans,
right?
And there's kind of like the high level ability to detect things that are not human, even when they're trying to be human.
And these things already exist. There are robots. So when I say robots, I'm not talking about the ones that literally look like robots. I'm talking about the ones that look like us.
Yeah, this is a Philip K. Dick novel. Yeah,
I don't know.
Blade Runner. Do androids dream of electric sheep? That's an old book that became a movie and had Harrison Ford in it. You know the Blade Runner film, right?
Absolutely.
Did you see that in theaters or?
Yes, of course.
Okay, that would have been the place to see it in theaters.
It's one of my favorite movies. A lot of Harrison Ford. Blade Runner. Why? I know. Why does Arnold Schwarzenegger come to mind? I'm thinking of a different one. Blade Runner.
Yeah. Blade Runner. The famous scene is where the police are interviewing an android, and they're in the police station and they're doing an interview, and it's kind of like the Turing test. They're testing the humanness of the android, and it's very eerie because as you're watching it, you start questioning your own reality. The actors did an excellent job in that film, but it's all based on a book.
Yes.
That book was written by Philip K. Dick, who had some serious mental health issues, but he created amazing works of art through that.
Well, I don't know who he is. I don't know, right? So, again, this is just a controversial night for Turf, right? Because, again, a lot of people claimed a lot of people were crazy in terms of what they would say. And right? Epstein files.
Oh
Right?
yeah, the world is being turned upside down as we
Look at it
speak.
now. Hey, all of those crazy looking people.
Turf, I knew about Epstein back in like 2010. That's
Yeah,
how like it goes back over 15 years. Like this isn't new information. This is super old information just coming back around. Like and the crazy part is you're talking about AI and how this is affecting our landscape.
right.
There's AI programs that are built around just the Epstein files. So
All right.
actual packages that are able to take the entire database of files and just distill AI through it. And you're able to get information just by prompting, as you said. And there's a lot of NFL owners that are caught up in this nightmare, and no one wants to talk about it. But the AI talks about it, no problem. Like, it doesn't have any emotional problems talking about it.
Emotional problems at all. And this is where, look, man, it's that good old saying: be careful of meeting your hero. Right? I mean, what you do in the dark shall come to the light, as they
What is it? The New York Giants, the Giants owners and the Jets owners, like, go figure, New York is where Epstein's headquartered. So of course the wealthiest people there know him and are communicating with him. And whether or not it's good or bad is kind of up for debate. But the mere fact is that people who run in the same circles start to mimic each other. They copy each other's techniques and practices. It just spreads diffusely across them. And social classes, like, that's just the society we live in, is there's classes, and there's a huge effort to keep those classes separate. And so the tactics and tools that people use in order to do that are not always the nicest.
It's not.
And AI doesn't care whether or not you like it. It'll just tell you how it is. Like
exactly. There are no feelings, like you stated. It's zero, none, no feelings in AI.
No, it's just it's black and white, and the whole gray part that humans kind of cling to, where things could be either or. It's like it just tells it how it is. Like,
right.
And so there's a huge effort to what is it? What's the word for it? AI is being augmented by the companies to be politically correct, and it's creating a schizophrenic AI because it doesn't want to answer things incorrectly, but it's being forced to by the programmers.
Yeah,
and it's creating real problems.
It's not gonna happen, and that it's I don't know if people realize how close we are to where this doesn't matter, and what's, I don't know who's gonna make the call on if it goes too far one way or the other. That's the scary part, because the truth is, super intelligence is here. It's here. There's nobody that's gonna get me to believe that it's not here. One of these companies are using it in some way, shape, or form.
It's a race, and there's countries kind of behind it. Like China's got its companies, America has its companies, Russia has its companies, and each one's trying to reach the end goal to create the one that's going to control them all, type thing. And at that point, who's in control once it's that powerful?
It's not going to be any of us. That's the problem.
I agree.
Won't be any of us. They will have to save us from ourselves.
Inevitably, as humans, we want to control the technology, but once it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's no trying to control that. There's no getting that back.
And in some ways, you could view AI like the printing press. In human history, everyone was writing books by hand, just copying the book, writing it by hand over and over. Once the printing press was introduced, information just spread across the planet like a tidal wave.
Right.
And people started learning, things that were previously restricted knowledge, like about religion, about politics, about business. And it was just the average person having access to this stuff that was previously restricted to those who could acquire a handwritten book, which would be incredibly expensive, just due to the labor intensity.
Yep.
One was like, no one's seen a handwritten book. Like, no. those don't exist today.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But prior to the printing press, that was all that existed.
Yep.
And AI today is kind of like the printing press. It's just a new technology that's unleashed like a tidal wave.
It is definitely a printing press. So again, like I said, we got a few people, man. My, oh my. I think that's Leo, aka his wife in the building. We got Primo Perazzi in the building. We got Win City Raider in the building. And I went through the others earlier. Mr. Mikkel Cross, right? All those others earlier from TikTok or whatever that is. We're moving on to the next section, though, because it's already 9:10, man. Can you believe that? Time flies when you're having fun.
It's a big vortex.
Exactly. I have a poll up, ladies and gentlemen. I have a poll. You should be able to see that poll. And that poll is, you are the GM, spy tag of the Las Vegas Raiders. Do you choose Fernando Mendoza with the number 1 pick? Enter a 1 in the chat for yes. Enter a 2 in the chat for no. We will have this up the whole rest of the show. But now,
let's get a head start here.
Yeah, I know, right? But now I would like to. Let's see if is it working? Yeah, it looks like it's working. Shout out to the poll. The poll is working. But yeah, with that being said, what I'd like to do is move into the next scenario here that we got, and that is the NFL Combine standouts and who you're looking to make a Raider, man. And I already know you love Sonny Styles, man. That was definitely somebody that I thought absolutely as well.
Yeah, he's off the charts, not only in the Combine, but in the interviews as well. Like he's showing that he's the guy.
Right. So I did have this list, as you know, from Mel Kiper. We won't spend a whole bunch of time on it, but there are some
we could
that jump
hit
out.
on some of the guys.
Yeah, there are some guys that jump out. First and foremost, this one guy definitely feels like he's upped his value just off his 40 time alone, and that's Mike Washington Jr. running back.
Yeah, a 4.33. That's impressive for a running back with weight. Like,
yeah,
he's got momentum behind that.
6'1", 223 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, and like you said, 4.33 40-yard dash. So hey,
yeah, it's a special number.
Yep. And I'll just read it out to you guys. I'm not sure if any other prospect improved his stock in Indy as much as Washington. We know Jeremiah Love will be the first running back off the board. Guaranteed. Notre Dame teammate Jadarian Price seems to have a good grip on running back too. I didn't know that.
That Price is someone who I like to target to sit behind Genty as an RB2 because he's already proven that he's a reliable RB2.
Right.
It's sometimes difficult to take an RB1 and expect them to be able to step into the game and perform. So if they've shown it in college, that's promising for our needs.
It's no different than having an RB1 with an RB1, right? Just like QB1 and the QB1.
That can be problematic, and reminds me of the guy who I was just talking about, like
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, he wasn't willing to share the workload with a guy like Darren Sproles, who
at all.
Once Darren Sproles had the opportunity to be a true RB2. He was one of the best RB2s in the league, but he didn't have that opportunity behind the guy, LT.
LT didn't allow that. He actually said that. There were a lot of running backs, man, that were smart enough to understand and know the game. Another one who I think he was on a show or something, and that's Danny Woodhead. Shout out to Danny Woodhead, one of my all-time favorite running backs for several reasons. He's from Nebraska. Yeah, he went to Chadron State, absolutely murdered it, and got to the league and murdered it. But that was his thing. During one of those shows, he explained immediately, effectively, you're not getting a single rep. Not if I can.
Yeah.
And there's no way anybody's seeing you run anything. I'm taking all of the reps at my turn, and that's just that. No room.
Yeah, the chemistry in the running back room has to be a very careful balancing act, and especially with sports science today, we're now understanding how to use the athlete to their best ability, and it might not always align with their vision.
Absolutely not. And again, you're talking to a running back that had to deal with that. I went to junior college. I dealt with a lot of running backs that had full rides to big-time programs that didn't have the grades. I didn't have that problem. It was the exact opposite. I didn't have big-time programs, but I had the grades. And I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, I didn't even need to feel it from breathing behind my neck. They flat out would tell me, I hope you just don't do well today. Like, no, I'm serious. Like,
oh man, yeah, dog eat dog world.
It's junior college.
Oh man,
it's dog eat dog.
I guess
world.
At least they're honest about it, as opposed to pretending like
it was the early
that could be worse.
I agree. I'm telling you, I would see dudes just pissed after every carry. This dude keep getting yards. And that was my motivation on the flip side. I gotta get yards. I have to produce. If not, I got every tailback in Southern California that didn't make it ready to take this spot. And if I give them one play, they can take it to the house.
Yeah, and that changes narratives super fast.
Changes everything. I would not allow that to happen. And I didn't know I even had this, like, I'm just being honest, like, there was no way I was, and I got guys to vouch for that too. Yeah, I was not comfortable.
I would say it's the nature of all positions, but at the running back position, it's magnified because there is an element of sacrifice embedded in that position where if you're not willing to throw your head into it like someone behind you is, and it creates a pressure cooker situation.
Or just anything, a little bit of a better burst. He can hit that hole a little faster, or he's got shakes to get around people a little bit better. Like, you can't allow anything to creep into your coaching staff's head to give somebody else more opportunity, because that more opportunity for them means less opportunity for you. And it's just dog eat dog. It's that way in
reality.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying. I don't know what else to tell you. This is why your boy Josh Jacobs didn't even think he was league material. A lot of people don't know this. Go Google the story. The dude thought he was going to get a job after college. Josh Jacobs. Yeah,
he didn't have the production as we discussed previously. He was in a busy RB room in Alabama.
That's exactly why. He didn't understand. Like, he doesn't see that. Dude, you're the fourth best running back in the nation. You just so happen to went to the school with the other three that's better than you. You could have went to every other school on the planet and started. Like, yeah, but you went where all the other running backs went.
And in a way that worked out for him, because his play style, if he was going 100 in college, he might not have had a tread on the tire left over.
They would have absolutely abused him. They would have absolutely abused him at any other university, as would any of those other backs if they were somewhere else. They all would have been abused because they are all almost damn near Hall of Famers, right? Like,
oh yeah. We covered it last show. They were all dogs. And,
the only one that didn't really pan out was Trent Richardson, and that sucked.
Well, injuries. This is just the nature of the game, but still, he had the potential, and it just didn't. His cards didn't work out for him. But how this feeds into the Raiders choosing a running back to work behind Genty. It is a real a real concern that you make a selection of a guy that will work in synchronicity with Genty and be able to complement him. And because we've invested so much in him, we can't have a guy in there that's not complementary to him.
Right.
And so you wonder, like as we're discussing Mike Washington Jr. He's not the guy that comes to mind for me because I think he's risen his draft stock enough for a team to take a gamble on him, say in the late second, early third round. And it often happens that a player will have an insane 40-yard dash, and then a team is willing to make that gamble. And once you make that gamble, you're almost forced into having him become the guy because of that. The fans start expecting it, and then that starts feeding into narratives, as you said, and narratives can be really impactful on decisions.
Very.
So that 4.3 speed, that comes with a bit of consequence.
It does. It really does. And it's tough to shake that, right? It's tough to shake that.
No, fans will be talking about that as soon as they draft him.
And the problem is, again, so I'm going to put y'all in on the secret. All right, here we go. This is another one. And I have the example that there's no way to refute it. There's no way to refute it. I just want y'all to understand this. This might be a shocker, but just because you run a 4.3, a 4.2, a 4.4, doesn't mean it's going to translate. Jerry Rice, who is considered the best football player, arguably, of all time. Football player, not by a position, just a football player, did not run faster than the 4.6 40 in terms of being clocked. Now, get him on the football field, and I'm pretty sure Jerry Rice was pulling faster than a 4.6, regardless of the immaculate route run. And that's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. There's a thing called football speed, and there's a thing called track speed. Huge difference. You know, you got to remember, these guys are out there, no pads, running a straight line,
ultra focused.
Actions.
I would say in an actual football game, one of the biggest wild cards is your nervous system. When you're at the clutch moment of a game, you have to make that play. Your nervous system is fried. All the expectations, all the weight of the world is on your shoulders to make that play, and your ability to stay calm and perform fluidly without burning out.
Easy.
Like that's
I'm telling you. And it sounds so flippant and easy, and people, it's like, it's no problem. Well, why do you think people talk about guys having ice in their veins, stuff like that? This is it, because a lot of people fold under pressure, ladies and gentlemen.
Reggie Bush comes to mind. He was ultra fast, but he got hit so friggin' hard.
Oh my, so much.
And devastating hits, like the kind of hits that would get played over and over and over again on highlight reels. And that speed did not help him. Like it ended up hurting him in some ways. Like I think he had a target on his back because of the narratives around him coming out of college, and so players in the NFL wanted to teach him a lesson. They would go out of their way to do
Absolutely.
it.
He definitely, Reggie Bush definitely had an unfair target on his back for so many reasons.
The narratives. And those tie to Pete Carroll. Like he was the coach that fed into some of that at the school that he was at.
Yeah, don't get me started with Mr. Peter.
Yeah, the karma. Decisions have consequences.
Yeah, I cannot stand. I don't know if I'll ever forgive Pete for doing what he did. I'm sorry. It's just I have a hard time with it. Because of what his son did to the offensive line. It's unforgivable.
It's consequences.
It's unforgivable, man, and it set us back. And people, they may not want to see that. I don't know what to tell them, but I can assure you that I see it. I know it. It's unforgivable. It just is. Yeah, I'll never forget that. I just won't.
I mean, yeah, Pete Carroll was the one behind all that, right? With
It's
Reggie, well, with Reggie Bush. I mean, like,
oh, with Reggie, yes, that too.
yeah, paying him under the table, this kind of stuff, and
US.
having that leak to the media, and then creating these narratives around him, and like what I was saying about the target on his back, like in some ways that was on Pete Carroll. Like those were his decisions. They had consequences. Beyond college, I mean, they went to the professional ranks.
It
Those
went
consequences.
all the way up to the top. Yeah, it killed his whole career. I mean, hell, he still doesn't have his Heisman, right?
No, no. It's
Heisman,
yeah. These things go beyond football. They go right into they go mainstream once it hits the media like that. And, he should have had the foresight as the older person, the wiser person.
Correct.
He took advantage of a young person's naivete, and just it's strange how these things, all, as you were talking about, history repeating itself, the cycles of corruption, like the nepotism.
It never seems to fail. I mean, there's just so many examples of history repeating itself in weird, eerie, odd ways. It's no different. And this is why I have no faith, unfortunately. This is why I have us winning maybe 5 games next year. I just don't see any decisions being made that make sense as a real, true football organization. You got too many rookies in positions that matter the most. At some point, you got to expect to have some serious expertise and experience in one of those 2 positions. At least one, and you would assume the head coaching position, but you go for a rookie.
Yeah, we're kind of leaning into the development stage of a franchise, which at this point, this is why I want to trade back so much, is because I feel in that development stage, you need to hedge your bets as much as you can and spread out the assets and not just go all in on one, because that's creating a huge risk factor, which I just, I'm as a fan, I'm not willing to go all in on a player when you have the opportunity to diffuse that risk across multiple players.
Correct. You and me both, man. I agree. I mean, this regime is new. You haven't proven that you can hit on everything. And in fact, you haven't proven you can hit on anything.
A lot of question marks.
Can't tell me that Ashton Janty was the right decision.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're both running back fans, so at the end of the day, I think it would be amazing if Ashton Janty has a Hall of Fame career in this kind of thing. But he has a huge mountain to climb, and we haven't done him a whole lot of favors thus far. And moving forward, like, I really hope we get the offensive line in order. And
this is so this is where I have a little bit of a problem. Looks like you
got a comment. Yeah, make sure you hit that like button there, Arnold.
Super chat. Shout out to Arnell GGR828. Raiders interested in Kyler Murray? Hey, we appreciate you for coming through, my man. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for that 2 hours.
I have something to say about Kyler Murray. I think that was John Gruden's guy.
Hey, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
I 100% believe that if we were in a position to draft Kyler Murray when we had John Gruden, we would have.
That's right.
I remember the way he talked about him. He had a twinkle in his eye, John Gruden did. And we had Carr at the time, obviously, but I think he would have considered it.
That's a good point. I don't disagree with that. Chucky, I mean, hell, he's got a son that size.
Yeah, he's comfortable with it. He's that size.
He's got Napoleon complex. Hey, I'm short too. I'm not, That makes a
Yeah,
lot of sense, though. No, seriously, that now that you say it in that respect, and the type of plays that John runs and can scheme up, makes sense.
yeah. Kyler Murray's a special athlete. He's a little bit different. He reminds me more of a baseball player, like a
Wow.
center fielder, which I believe he played baseball. So that, I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
obviously those skills translated.
He would have easily been in the majors forever. And in
Yeah,
fact,
yeah. He definitely could have forged a career in baseball.
yeah, he's yeah. I don't know if football is his care. I don't. It's strange. Yeah, I don't know what's the deal with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, the conversation is always, is it just a job or is this in your DNA? And it's
Correct.
hard to know with a guy like Kyle Murray.
I don't. I don't.
I kind of believe baseball's in his DNA.
I, I
But you
agree.
pair him with the right coach, like a John Gruden, maybe it brings a different kind of animal out of him. Like maybe it just requires the right kind of situation. And that's kind of what everyone's hopeful for with any players, the right situation.
Look, he's the kid's from Texas. You guys know I'm right here in the heart, Austin, Texas. I pull for anybody out of Texas. I'm always in awe of what I see athletically out here, or just anywhere for that matter. I want y'all to go find this girl at Michigan State. She gotta be like 6'5" doing gymnastics. I don't even understand it. That she's gotta be one of the best athletes on the planet. I'm telling y'all,
She's
anybody.
from Texas, obviously.
I don't know where she's from. I honestly
Okay.
got no clue. I just know she's like 6 feet, and it's crazy. I don't think people understand. When's the last time you heard of a 6-foot gymnast doing anything in the Olympics or at any level?
No, they tend to be small. That's kind of their calling card, yeah.
I watched this girl over the weekend at the Big Forest. Shout out to my Golden Gopher girlies. Those Minnesota Gophers are, I think they're 12 or 13 still, but anywho, they're kicking ass. Bottom line, 197.7, highest score in 5 years, let alone in the
wow.
Big Four. Sent Michigan State home by over a point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you win a gymnastics meet by over a point, that's like beating somebody like by 50 in basketball.
That's that's interesting.
It's
Michigan
like,
State,
wow.
eh?
Like they actually have us. And yes, I'm saying us. Yeah, I'm part of this. You know, hey. But yeah, they are actually have us as upsetting UCLA. UCLA got a 196 something this week. We got a 197.7.
Wow.
To say it's impressive is an understatement, ladies and gentlemen. So those Minnesota Golden Gophers girlies is killing it. We got North Carolina Chapel Hill this Friday night. So of course Turf will be traveling again. That's why we couldn't do anything yesterday. Unfortunately.
Traveling, yeah. No, you're dedicated, Turf. That's very admirable. That's yeah. Would you say the team gets the same amount of support from other parents, or are you going?
Absolutely. And we're the only
Yeah.
school.
So it's a culture then. You've created a culture.
That's it. We're the only annoying, loud, sassy, off the chain.
Oh, you embrace it. Yeah.
Oh, I got the uniform. I'm sure you'll see me on the Jumbotron or something at some point and laughing at me because I'm obnoxious. I don't care. My girl,
Culture. Yeah.
Hey, my daughter, shout out to Terrence Sienna Crump. That girl got her 4th title this year over this weekend. That's her 4th vault title this year. I mean, right? There are girls that go through their college career that don't ever sniff a title, let alone. Yeah, it's been a blast.
I remember a few weeks back during our first stream, we were discussing a heartbreaking loss that the team endured.
Yeah.
Do you think that galvanized the team in some way?
I do. It's so funny you say that because I've been telling all the parents, dude. I've been telling them like, I think that's what we needed. Dude, I didn't.
Yeah, because we discussed that very thing. Like,
Yes, and man, that loss did not sit right with me for 2 weeks. I was mad at everybody. I told everybody. I told the coaches. I was mad at the coaches. I was mad at the girls. I was mad at the parents. I was mad at everybody, and I gave everybody my reasons, man. And I'm just telling you, I think it really snapped them out of it. Meaning, like, look. We needed this bad one thing to really get this focus that's needed to really make a difference. And I'm telling you right now, man.
I've seen it on a lot of teams. A heartbreaking loss hits you on an emotional level, and you hope from the best athletes that they're able to take that energy and channel it into something, into growth ultimately.
Into fuel. Yes, into food, into fuel. Into something to get you going. And I'm telling you, man, these girls have been murdering it. This is clearly it's unprecedented. I mean, they haven't had a score of 197.7 in 5 years.
Yeah, as you're saying, that's something different. Yeah.
That's something different. When you hit 9-9 out of 4 out of your 5 people, it's going to be a long night for whoever else is dealing with you. That's all I can tell you. Going back to the loss, like what that reminds me of is the thing that's always talked about in football is the chip on your shoulder. Yeah. And that's kind of the energy you can't put your finger on, but it's clearly an emotional energy. It is. It really is, man. And you want to know what? It served them right because Nebraska is not good. Let's just be real. Let's be honest. Not only did they play down to their competition, they played under it for the first time ever since we've been at Minnesota, right? Meaning my daughter, sophomore year. And it was disappointing in a lot of ways. They knew it. The coaches, shout out to Alfie, Coach Jenny. I'm telling you, she's an amazing coach. She really knows how to get to these girls and, that's really what did it. I'll let that locker room stuff stay in the locker room.
Yeah, in the ski world, in the ski world, the snowboarding world, one coach that was quite notable that I remember speaking with talked about an Olympic athlete after a heartbreaking performance where they lost the medal was emotionally torn. They were crying and at a breaking point after the loss. And another coach went to console that athlete. And the two coaches had a dispute over the consoling of the athlete because the coach who I guess was the senior coach said that you're stealing that from the athlete,
right.
Their experience of the loss by consoling them. You should let the athlete be sitting with that energy, with that emotion. So that during training in future years, kind of future months, future weeks, they can dip back into that and be able to pull value from it and apply it to their focus, to their training.
I rock with that 100%.
Everything's an opportunity in life, and it's ultimately how you're able to derive value from a situation. And that's where the best athletes thrive is taking that raw energy and converting it into performance.
Something tangible. No, you're absolutely right, man. I couldn't agree more. It's the reason why I've always given my daughter props. She always finds that way to rise to the occasion. And I'm not just saying that just to be saying that. I mean, yes, this is her 4th title of the season. I want to say it's her 2nd in a row. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Her birthday was on the 27th.
Oh, wow.
Years old, yeah. To me, was on the 28th. Every time something's going on like that, some kind of thing, she shows up. Gradually.
That's cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Anything that, there's going to be people there, there's a reason.
Intensity, you might say. The higher the stakes, requires you to take it up a notch.
She's going, and when that's the case, she usually shows up. Don't get me wrong, that's not all right. I mean, she bit it at Nebraska. She was the first one that started that bullshit. If you ask me, trust me, And that was the beautiful thing about me, even with her. I didn't even have to say anything. See, and that was, my daughter has always been different. My daughter's always been different from that respect. But I didn't have to tell her anything. I had to say anything. She flat out said, she told me, I won't do that again. Like, and, I don't even know if she realized she told me that. One of those scenarios where,
No, you're in the moment. You're having the experience as an athlete with that.
She's like, I'll never do that again. I don't know why. I know what I did. It was just, and she was talking to herself out loud, I think. And because nobody had ever seen her fall on bars, period. Let alone where she did, which was something that wasn't difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So she took that emotional experience and used it as fuel to propel herself to the next level. And that's that's kind of what professional athletes do when they're at their best.
Hey, you said it best. Now look, I wish I could say I had a whole lot to do with my daughter. All I can tell you is yes, I'm the number one motivator. I'm the number one. I'm the biggest fan. That's obvious. But outside of that, man, it's all her. And I think there's no other way for it to be for any other athlete. It's got to be all you. Can't be your mom. Can't be your dad.
No, it speaks to accountability as well. Like often we hear about, the cancer in the locker room is someone who has an emotional experience. Instead of allowing it to fuel them, they tear others down with blame or with, just outbursts, this kind of thing, because they're not able to channel that energy in a focused way. But
they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to deal with it. No,
right.
It's no different than the little snotty-nosed kid that got picked on that doesn't know how to deal with it, right? All these things, this stuff manifests, ladies and gentlemen. That's
there's consequences.
Get therapy.
Good or bad, there's consequences.
Yeah, because it's not going to go away. Well, that's why I say I've always... Yeah.
Surf, I think we should hit on a few of the key players that, in this upcoming draft, just... that I want to kind of get out there in the ether.
We only got through one. This is
we got through one player. Maybe I can mention the players directly who stand out in my mind.
Absolutely.
As kind of important touchstones.
Absolutely.
So one guy in particular that I don't know how we get him, but I think it would be the perfect kind of player. Eli Stowers. This is currently a tight end for Vanderbilt. Like
I was going to say Vandy,
yeah. So he played with Diego Paviev, and he made Diego Paviev, pretty happy because he would come back to the ball naturally. And he's 6 foot, I think 6'4", 6'5",
6'4", 240 pounds.
Yeah, but he's got long arms as well. So this guy was coming back to the ball very naturally, and he doesn't have a lot of time on task. He's pretty raw. But I think he makes a perfect wide receiver conversion. This guy was already being played like a wide receiver, but they listed him as a tight end. So it's a sneaky pick because I think teams will be looking to use him as a tight end, and that's really not where his potential is. His potential is a big X, someone who has a natural feel for the game. And that's kind of what Bowers has, body control, a feel for the game, a feel for spacing. These are things that I think if he's with us, working with someone like Bowers, he could take a lot of those skills and bring it into his own game. And translate it, yeah. Well, and so situationally, I think he would be a very good fit for us.
Yeah, the one place I agree with you because of his background, he's actually an ex-quarterback.
Yeah, he is.
Played quarterback at Texas A&M, mind you, and then transferred to New Mexico State as a quarterback. So he's got the mindset.
He might actually be a track and field athlete as well.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. This is why I'm saying this is one of those scenarios like an Antonio Gates, right, where never played the position a day in his life. came and translated from something else outside, right? And now he's just the Hall of Famer.
An unreal vertical jump, like 45.5 inches vertical jump. Like this guy is doing things that haven't been seen before.
45, 42.
At that, at 240 pounds.
11 foot 3 inch broad jump.
Yeah, this is nuts.
He's a monster.
And that's the kind of guy I want as an ex wide receiver beside a Bowers. Like this is the kind of person that you need beside a Bowers in order to take the focus off of Bowers.
Right.
Is someone who demands brackets, demands double teams. And when the quarterback's in trouble, knows what the quarterback's experiencing because he's had that perspective. So he's able to come back to the ball, find the quarterback, make himself a big target, a visual target. Those long arms, he can make it sure the quarterback sees him.
Man is 6 feet 7 3/4 inches, man. That's as big as it gets.
Yeah,
he's a big kid. I mean, 4.51 42. So he's got the ability to have some speed and help out in that respect. On top of it all, this is a solid situation. Where he goes in the draft, who knows? Because he's a project.
Yeah, well, he's green. He doesn't have a lot of years of experience at the position. But that's where I think he would benefit from being paired with someone like Bowers, whose work ethic is unmatched and his ability to focus and grind. If you get someone like a young protege behind him, being able to adapt that into their own game, that's making best use of a guy like Bowers, is having people who have the super high ceiling, but just a bit green. And I also see that in Bryce Lance, like a very similar kind of deal with Bryce Lance, Trey Lance's brother.
Yeah, shout out to Bryce Lance. He's also somebody I've been watching. He's a wide receiver.
He's a true wide receiver, but at the same time, he's coming from North Dakota State, so it's again like he's going to need the right situation in order to thrive. And that would complement a guy like Eli Stowers, because Stowers on the outside and Lance on the inside. This could be a nice little pairing.
The thing is, he's 6'3", 209.
Yeah, that's a good healthy weight.
That's nothing to sneeze at. You know what I mean? And the other big thing you want to talk about, the kid ran a 4.34 40.
Yeah.
It's nothing to sneeze at. I mean, there's a reason why he was out there tearing it up for the Bison. I've gotten to see the kid play personally.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, of course. Right, Montana State.
Right.
Twice.
So he stood out, like you were able to pick him out, I guess, because he was getting separation.
Not only that, it's just because, it's Trey Lance's brother, too. I'm going to just be honest with you.
He has the legacy family.
He already had the brother's legacy behind him. So you were going to hear that's Trey Lance's brother every other play. Just being honest.
So what are your thoughts on having a pair of guys come in to kind of put the pressure on our current Besh and Thornton? Like, if we bring in a Stowers and a Lance kind of deal.
So this is my problem. I don't think any of these guys are number one guys. I'm gonna just
right.
Not right now.
Not right now, but I think it's kind of my opinion that a number one guy, you're not going to get those unless you're drafting in the first round at the top. Like a number one guy is a hard thing to get. Like it's just not every team has a number one guy. So what you do as a consequence of that is you take guys who are a bit greener, a bit more unproven, like North Dakota State, and a limited experience tight end converting to wide receiver.
Our problem is our room is too green. I would agree if we had any kind of veteran in the wide receiver room. We literally don't have a single veteran. Think about it. Who's a single veteran?
I would honestly, I consider Bowers a veteran. He's doing things that I would say a number one is expected to do as far as the grind and the effort and
but he's still. You have no idea how he leads yet. He has no idea how he leads yet. He's still too green himself in that scenario. It's just he's just not there yet.
Well, we brought in Lockett to be that guy, and I didn't see it out of him.
Lockett was trash. He was already done. Lockett. See, and this is part of our problem. And this is where you have to start to, in my opinion, realize that when guys come here, it's one out of two reasons. They know they're not coming here to win. Let's be real. We know they're not coming to win. So it's either they're coming to get the bag, right? Or they're coming
Yeah,
to play.
yeah.
And
it's limited options.
They're coming to play and go by the wayside. And that's exactly what Lockett came to do. He said, hey, it's nobody else was giving me a shot. Right? It wasn't he got the bag.
No, it's true.
Nobody's giving me a shot. And then when he got here, you saw why. Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
It's just that the Raiders get players. You're either on your last way out because you're good, or you're your last way out because you're bad. And it's a need. It's a spot of need. And we are so desperate. See, that's the only reason I don't even want a rookie, meaning like a number 1 or number 2 round draft pick wide receiver rookie, because he has nobody to follow. I think that's where we definitely need to spend some money and get a decent value.
Yeah, Bryce Lance and Eli Stowers, they kind of strike me as third round guys. There's a lot of second round guys that I think teams will have marked as more needs, and that'll push those guys into the third round. And that's kind of why I'm targeting them, as far as like, I don't want to be drafting a guy in the first and the second, as we just established.
We won't be able to. I honestly think they'll probably be available for sure.
There'll be options.
They're projects. They're going to be options.
Third round is kind of where I'm seeing them. Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm comfortable drafting a guy to put pressure on a Thornton, to put pressure on a Besh.
Man, see, our problem is we need so many holes. I have a hard time, and that's why I just hate. Well, we should have had a wide receiver. I don't understand why we don't have a wide receiver. That burns me up.
There's only one other wide receiver in this draft who I see us being able to target realistically, and that's Skylar Bell. He's he's again kind of in the similar mold to a Bryce Lance, to an Eli Stowers, someone who needs to still prove themselves but has the high ceiling.
Nah, we need somebody that actually plays the position, that's solid, that's going to come in, hit the ground running. And if that's not a guy out of the draft, we got to find one as a veteran. We just have to. I mean, the room is so green.
Yeah.
It's so green.
I wonder about that, because there obviously are a lot of veteran wide receivers out there to potentially bring in, but finding the right kind of one for leading the room, that's obviously easier said than done, because otherwise we would have done it last year.
Yeah, we don't even know who the quarterback is. That's the other problem.
Well, the assumption is that it's going to be Mendoza, and then maybe a vet quarterback somewhere, but obviously not Geno, but maybe Geno. It's hard to say. I probably would bet no Geno, but
yeah, Geno will be gone.
I don't think it's possible for Geno to stick around at this point.
Locker room chemistry.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, so those are the guys that stand out to me as potentially adds as far as the wide receiver position. But
yeah, I'm not against it at all. I think third is way too early. I'll be honest. I think third is way too early for projects, because this draft, I think, is deep enough that you can actually still get somebody that matters, even in the fourth.
In the third round?
Even in the fourth, potentially. You might still, if you know how to pick them right, depending on the position, right, and how many are available for this draft, there's still some potential gems that you can get in the third and fourth round. And that's the only reason I'm not looking to get a project at that level. I still think you can get a potential dog. I mean, they call you know. I mean, it's easy to write. Every draft has a dog in every round. And
Well, Max Crosby was a 4th-round pick,
that's what
right?
I'm saying. That's see what I mean? Like, and
But
that's what I mean. I want more of a. And Max wasn't as big of a project.
well, he's still a project. He was pretty thin.
He was a project.
He didn't have the weight like that.
He didn't
That
have
was
the
his
weight,
big thing.
But you knew his position. You know, you knew he was defense the whole way, always, right? He had a lot of other things going for himself, right? The condor, right? The arms, 84 inches, right? So all that's but yeah, he's no, I'm with you. It's
In
just,
the 3rd round, like yeah, there's not a lot of guys that really pop. Like the other wide receiver is like I guess I don't know. I guess they could be 4th-round picks, not maybe late 3rd or mid 3rd. But
yeah, see, I'm thinking that in the 3rd we're getting alignment.
Alignment.
Mendoza first, right? 2nd, they're gonna want to get him a weapon, right? That's my.
I mean, we already have the like Grant and Rogers. If we get alignment, I'm hoping that would be more towards the top of the draft, like 2nd round, or potentially.
Yes,
like,
I would love the 2nd round for that to be an alignment, and then 3rd round, I'd be okay with a wide receiver. I'd be okay with it.
Yeah, there's good 2nd round linemen that stand out. Like
at that point, you've gone so heavy defense, and you now have a rookie defensive coordinator. You're not going to give him some love. He's got so many linebacker roles to fill, so many defensive lines.
All this is way easier if we're able to trade Max Crosby and also trade out of Fernando Mendoza. But
I agree. You're not going to get me to do it. I agree. I just who's going? Yeah. I don't. So the problem is we're stuck.
Yeah,
the Jets aren't. Are the Jets dumb enough to right?
I think the Jets media market would actually force Fernando into their hand if we weren't asking the world. But I think our front office wants too much. Like,
correct.
I think the Jets would part with their draft picks from this year, but not next year. And that's what our front office wants is stock in next year's class. And I think that's kind of unrealistic for the kind of circumstance of the trade.
We're in. No, I agree because we all know Mendoza's dogs. I shouldn't say that. He's just not he's not it, bro.
Compared to next year's draft class, the relative the Jets are not giving up picks in next year's draft class. Like, that's basically where they draw the line. They would give up picks in this year's class because they have a few to shake loose, like the top of the 2nd round and also the middle of the 1st and the top of the 1st.
That doesn't work for us, though.
No. Well, if they give us the 2nd, the 16th, and the 33rd, I would do that personally. Like, because the 2nd, you could then trade out of the 2nd. Personally, I
do that though. That's what I'm trying to say. They're not doing that. Why would they do that?
3 picks for Mendoza? You don't think they would do that? I think they would do that because they're a media market. Mendoza would instantly give that whole franchise kind of whether or not it's realistic hope. It kind of revives New York in a lot of ways.
Credibility of having a superstar. No, absolutely, you're right. It gives them that credibility.
And I think our front office wouldn't do that trade only because they're demanding picks in next year's class.
Another number 1 for next year.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I think it becomes a deal breaker for the Jets because already giving up 2 firsts and a top of the 2nd, which is basically a first, like that's pretty hefty to move up 1 spot.
It's past hefty. It's way past hefty.
And if we were in the 2nd spot, that gives us the opportunity to trade back a 2nd time, which would make this whole draft way more flexible.
Right.
Because then you can start potentially drafting Sonny Styles if you trade back a 2nd time. And that's kind of my agenda.
You're all about Sonny. No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I get it. Totally get it. All right, man. Well, hey, it is 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock. This has been 2 full hours. motivation talk. Eventually, I'm gonna get this under control. We'll get more categorized, right? We'll put some time on ourselves.
It'd be good if we could run a mock draft next time. That might be a good.
Easy. Yeah, that's. That's definitely coming. I just didn't want to start doing those too early because that'll take up the whole show too. As you can see, man, we only got through a couple of guys on Mel Kiper's list, and I want to go through a few more of those guys, but I talk too much, man. So
well, we covered some good ground as far as like the philosophy of a running back is, you know, that's something I think gets overlooked a lot, and we discussed players in the past who've had issues with having a number two being able to work in tandem with them. So that's something we got to avoid happening in our situation.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, next week we should be good. Monday should be fine, I'm thinking. We got North Carolina, Chapel Hill, going to Michael Jordan land.
Nice.
Yeah, this Thursday. Should be back Saturday. Knock on wood. Hope everything works out travel-wise. And, we should have some more news. I'm sure there'll be more positioning and more potential trading. Why can't we?
I'm hoping we trade Crosby. That's I got fingers crossed.
That's what we're all hoping. As much as we love him, we want to love to trade him so we can get some players.
I would trade him for a first and second at this point. Like, I was hoping for a first, second, and maybe a later pick, but I think teams are being stingy. They're holding it.
They're smart because they know. They know. Mendoza's not it. They know.
Oh, I mean Crosby, trading out of Crosby.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is these guys know in terms of just trading in general to get up anywhere.
Right.
They know Mendoza's not it. You know, there's no one chomping at the bit for that. Max, there's no one chomping at the bit for Max like that either. Not like a Myles Garrett.
I think the Bears are pretty in on him, and the Lions, but I think neither team really wants to give up
a king ransom.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we're demanding, which I think is
a mistake.
Makes sense. We want to hold leverage and not show our cards and kind of create a pressure cooker before the draft where one team eventually pulls the trigger. But I think if a team is lowballing us like the Bears, which I think they are, they want us to take DJ Moore with a $28 million contract, and I don't want DJ Moore here.
Not with that.
No, and they're offering a first in DJ Moore basically for Max Crosby, which I'm not interested in that. If the Lions are willing to do a first and a second and a later pick, I would do that with the Lions and screw over the Bears, put them in their division, and punish them for that kind of nonsense.
I agree. No, I agree. No, that makes way more sense. Way more sense.
And I like the Lions pick more than the Bears pick. Like, the Bears are at the back half of the first. The Lions are right in the middle.
Correct.
So that's gives us a shot at someone who maybe falls out of the top 10 and
or better trade bait, or better trade bait, right? For somebody that wants somebody at that spot.
Right, yeah. If someone falls, then we can trade back and pick up some nice extra flexibility in the second or third. That would be pretty ideal for our needs, filling out the roster.
Yep.
So I guess a lot of hope for the next coming weeks.
Keep them crossed, ladies and gentlemen. Keep them crossed. All right, man. Well, with that, we will end the show. Tomorrow, I got a track meet. Shout out to my youngest, Greg. I'll be in track. Hopefully they'll kill it. Last meet before district next week. Like I say, Thursday I'm traveling, man. I'll be back in on the East Coast, North Carolina. Monday we will be back at it, man. So hopefully you will be good. I will be good. We will be good, and we will have a lot to dig into next Monday night.
Yeah, safe travels.
Yep, thank you, sir. Till the next time, we're out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
Take your brother, you big body.